So in my latest video I showed you how I made my custom Game Boy cartridges, and I'm currently in the phase of refining that process. If we take a look at that card for example, you see that there have been some bubbles trapped inside the resin, which become holes once the resin fully hardens out. And though it might not be a big deal for personal use in some way or another, obviously this is a problem as I was looking for a clean result. So I built this thing. This is my own DIY pressure pot and I'm gonna tell you all about it. So let's dive right in. So it took me a little while to conclude that all my options I have from this point on is either trying to make more cartridges with a vacuum chamber and gamble and pray that there will be no bubbles in the finished card, or I just give in and invest in a pressure pot. A quick search on the internet made me realize that this might be a way heavier investment as my budget could call for. So I searched for alternatives to make a DIY pressure pot rather than flat out buying one off the shelf for 400 to 500 euros. I found a lot of people building one from painting buckets made out of plastic or converted paint pressure pots, which are sturdier as they are made out of metal. But both options don't really fit my need as of budget or safety. So I ended up looking at a PVC pipe solution. After a quick chat with my dad about the project, he suggested me calling up an old friend of his, which has a sanitary or plumbing company in a nearby village. I told him what I was roughly looking for, and a few days later this is what he came up with. So this is a pipe from a company called Geberit, and it's made out of some sort of PEHD material, which is basically used in high pressure environments with 8 to 15 bars and up. This easily fits my need, as I might need just around 3 bars of pressure to do my resin casting. So let's have a closer look what I've got here. This pipe has been sealed on one side, and on the other one there is a big thread for a sealed end cap. I figured to go with a filling valve, the same that can be found on car wheels for example, to get the air in the pipe. This is another easily obtainable item at local car shops or repair shops or the internet. And this is where I went a little wild and out there. I actually tried to seal the inner side of the end cap with resin. I even colored it just for fun, so it has no practical use. And yeah, I know this is not a permanent solution, and sooner or later I change it out to a proper pressure fitting with a gauge and stuff. But for now, this might do it as a proof of concept. To have a good seal on the end cap, I really need to tighten it down in some way or another. I got myself a piece of wood and bolted it down with some clamps. I made sure to overhang the side with the end cap for easy attachment too. And now I need to test if it is even working at all. I put up my old reliable hand air pump, sealed the pipe and put in some pressure. I left the pump on the valve and came back a day later to see if it holds pressure, and good news, it does. So from now on I can put all my resin castings and molds in there to compress the air in my trap in the process. But there are also a few shortcomings to that method. As you can see, the diameter is about 10 centimeters, so nothing bigger than the molds I already made fit in very well. So there is still a problem to solve for bigger projects in the future, I guess. Also, I really need to check twice every time I have to lock the end cap to make sure it's sealed correctly and the air won't vanish in an hour or so. Basically, I need to do a little babysitting just to make sure. It's not that big of a deal as I'm mostly around when I have something to resin cast, but still not 100% set and forget solution. But to end on a positive note, this thing cost me around 50 euros in total, so there's not much complaining about some obvious downsides of the form factor, and my recent projects don't really call for a bigger pressure pot, so for now, this is a perfect fit for my needs. I really hope you can take something from this video, and I hope I did a good job to let you know that there is more than often a cheaper or alternative solution to things. Sometimes you just have to look for it. Oh, and I also want to thank all the new faces on my channel. A lot of people are coming from my shorts I did lately, and I really dig the process of making these. So there are a good few coming in the next couple of weeks, so keep an eye out. And I also try to make some shorts around modding and casting stuff, but they are taking way more time and focus than the game fact ones. But they are coming though. So once again, thank you so much for watching the video. If you learned something or simply feel like your time was well spent, I kindly ask for a like or a subscription for more videos like this one. I'm Paul, this is my little mod shop, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Gut. Abgedreht. Abgedreht. Abgedreht.